That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a 5 Ways Notre Dame has a chance to beat OSU edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up, helps in the algorithm. Notifications on you, be alerted every time a new episode drops. Don't want to miss anything, do you? Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishindy@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. Call in line 312-900-8815. Here we are. The dog days of summer in August. We're checking the weeks off the list. Notre Dame, Ohio State is quickly approaching. It is no secret Ohio State is favored by a couple touchdowns. I get it. They're at home. They're an established top 3 talented team. They have an established elite level quarterback and an ultra dangerous offense. I get all of that. I do think they have some questions on defense. Weren't great last year, breaking in a new DC this year, week 1, game 1. Is there any miscommunications there? Guys in the wrong spot? I don't know. Wait and see. So they're a couple touchdown favorite, and I understand why. We went over those reasons. But the games are not played on paper. While I agree that Ohio State should be favored, there are some specific paths that, if traveled down, lead to a Notre Dame victory. Now, I'm not saying I think that's the most likely outcome, or I'm betting my mortgage payment on that outcome. I'm not saying that. I know all the Ohio State people already are. They're going to see this title and go, this idiot Notre Dame guy's picking Notre Dame to beat us. That's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. But I'm already sick of these Ohio State people. I just am. Like, let's just get past this game, good, bad, or indifferent, because I am really getting sick of reading and seeing all the stuff they're obsessed about with Notre Dame all offseason. Shouldn't you still be mad you let Michigan trounce all over your face and dance right into the playoff? I would expect a little bit of humility from them. That's what people remember most about their season last year, was them literally handing playoff entrance over to Michigan. I would think they'd be mad about that still, but no, they're all ready to beat Notre Dame by 100, whatever. So this isn't me saying I'm picking and betting Notre Dame to win. Book it. Hot take alert. This didn't age well alert. That's not what this is. It's just not. All right? Of all the possible outcomes of this game and ways you could get there, there are certain things that if they happen, Notre Dame could win this ball game. Let's go over what those things are. Again, not saying it's the most likely scenario or one that I'm going to put a ton of money on, but it's there. It's there. Number 1, quite frankly, Notre Dame has to play great. They have to play great week 1. It's a big ask week 1. New quarterback, new coach. Notre Dame has almost no margin for error. You cannot afford sloppiness at all, silly mistakes at all, dumb miscommunication, stupid turnovers because we don't have the timing down. None of that can happen. Notre Dame's going to lose. Notre Dame has almost no margin of error going against a team at their place with this much talent. That's the bottom line. There is no warm-up game against Navy or Central Southern high school team. Work out the kinks. You do not have that benefit. You do not have that benefit. Notre Dame has to play very, very solid, strong football the entire game to have a chance to win. This is not the time for a big game Brian Kelly cluster. No, you're done. You're done. If it's a typical Brian Kelly big game performance and week 1, you have no shot. This at least is a little different. So that's number 1. Whatever you think the best version of this particular Notre Dame team's going to be, You almost have to see it week one right out of the gates to be in this game, in my opinion. You have no margin of error for sloppiness or dumb week one mistakes. You do not when you have less talent than the guys you're playing at their place. No margin for error. Play a tight, great ball game. The best you could play. Number two, how about this one? You can't really measure it, but it's there. The big game energy vibe. One of my biggest two Brian Kelly complaints. Number one is really all my main Brian Kelly complaints. Two of them. One is didn't recruit elite enough, often enough to get us to where we could beat the best teams we played. That's his number one scarlet letter. Number two is not having his team emotionally and mentally prepared for war in a huge battle against a hated enemy. Michigan 19, Miami 17, Bama in the playoff. All those ball games were lost before the game even started and the ball was even kicked off. No warrior mentality at all. No fighting mentality. No. Those games were all losses before they even started. Brian Kelly does not know how to appropriately motivate his guys or authorize the team leaders in a way to be able to do it themselves to where you get the results. Either way you want to look at it, Brian Kelly never figured it out. Some of our biggest games with everything on the line, the team came out flat, scared, weak, no fight, no energy, nothing. Part of Freeman coming here is the idea that you're going to change that. With that young energy, the vibe, the guys all love him, relate to him, want to play for him, all that. All that. You're going to need that. You're going to need some of that swag if you think you're going to go in the horseshoe and compete with them week one. So I am hoping to be able to physically see a difference mentally on how this team presents itself. I'm not asking for dumb, swaggy stuff. I'm asking for an energy and an excitement that says, I actually want to be here in this big moment. Too many times I looked at our guys under Kelly, didn't even look like they were excited to be in a big game with the playoff on the line. So I need that to change. And a part of Freeman coming here is the idea that he's going to bring that change. Can you see it and feel it week one? Number three, the Notre Dame defense is going to have to make the plays they absolutely need to make. You're going to give up a ton of yards to these guys. Everybody who plays Ohio State's going to give up a ton of yards to these guys. That could be okay. Keep the sevens off the board somehow, some way. Limit their offense from ripping off sevens. You could give up chunk plays, yards, yak. You could do all that. You better clamp it down and make them threes and not sevens. Everybody in the country should probably have trouble slowing down that Ohio State offense this year. So you just need to do enough to where the plays you're getting beat on aren't sevens and you end up giving up threes. Number four, the Notre Dame offensive line has to have a great day, a fantastic day for Notre Dame to have a chance in this game. Equally important to us, here's how I look at it. Everybody's looking at this matchup. How's Notre Dame's defense going to be able to stifle that exciting offense? A part of that equation is Notre Dame's offense, keeping the ball, eating some clock, effectively being able to run and move the ball down the field, eat up half a quarter, move down and score. That's the best case scenario. You're keeping their offense off the field, and ours is moving down the field, putting up points. So the Notre Dame offensive line has to have a great day to make any of this work. It's already going to be a stiff challenge for our defense. The offensive line needs to do their part so we can keep the ball away from Ohio State's offense. Keep them off the field. This is a key matchup up front. Notre Dame's offensive line, their defensive line. Conversely, Can Notre Dame's defensive line disrupt the Ohio State offense the way Michigan did? That's how Michigan won that ball game, bullying them up front, rattling the quarterback, not giving them time to unload deep and do all that. You're going to need that from Notre Dame. That's the formula for Notre Dame to be in this ball game late, potentially win it. So that offensive line has to be ready to go week one so we can maintain that ball. Keep it away from them. And number 5, catch some breaks. The 50-50 balls go your way. First game bounces go your way. A call goes your way. A loose ball fumble gets kicked to you and you get it instead of them. When you have less elite level talent than the team you're playing, you need those kind of little breaks just to help you, give you that one extra play you need. They matter a lot. Win those game-changing 50-50 plays. By that, I mean, on a deep ball, it could be 2 things. A touchdown over the top of us, or jump up and intercept it, and it's going the other way. That's what I mean. Those 50-50 balls where 2 or 3 plays could change a whole ball game. Who's going to make them? You got to make them. You got to make them. Get that loose ball, get that good bounce, get that good ricochet, win the 50-50s, get a call that goes your way that could go either way. All of that. Steal a score on a weird play, whatever. Whatever. When you're entering a game and you know you have less elite talent, those are the little breaks that add up you need. Okay? So I don't know if Notre Dame needs all 5 of these to max out together to win, or 2 of the 5, 3 of the 5. I don't know. But before we get into breaking down the full pregame, everything, this is a good starter for just some very basic things that I've been thinking about that I think are going to make all the difference here. There's no doubt Notre Dame's the underdog here. How can Freeman use that as motivation in ways Brian Kelly was never able to get better results? That's what a lot of this all comes down to. And we're all on the edge of our seats, see if it could be done ever, let alone week 1. It's a big ask. It's a big task, but that's where we're at. So recapping, Notre Dame, 5 ways they could beat Ohio State. Notre Dame has played sharp and great. No week 1 sloppiness at all. Can't afford it against a team like this. 2, big game energy that is a lot more prevalent than anything Brian Kelly was ever able to deliver. It matters more than a lot of people think, and it matters a lot to me. Number 3, the defense has to make the plays they absolutely have to make. Number 4, Notre Dame's offensive line has to have a great day week 1. Number 5, win your 50-50s. Catch a good break, catch a good bounce, a good call, tip ball, win those 50-50 plays where 2, 3, 4 of them could determine a game which way they go. This game I'm really struggling with. I could see it going a ton of different ways, and it's just going to be so interesting to see how it actually plays out. Anyways, let me know what you think of these items and what else you would add on them, anything you'd take off. Have a good one. We'll talk to you.